cheers to everyone's favorite water. So today on Robbie Talks a lot of shit and doesn't understand the game, I wanted to talk about a rather old theory. And it was basically week one syndrome of every format. Back in like 2010, 2011. I think it kind of fell off once Dragon Rulers came out. But there would always be that massive surge of Gladiator Beast players during the first week of every format. Gladiator Beast, I'm going to make this comparison to water, just so you guys know where this is going. But every week one, people would play Glads. It was one of the most backbone decks in the game. Geysaris, Hopalong, Herky Jerky, Spermillo, Besticles. They had one of the best, I guess, toolboxes in their arsenal. And, when you're going into a format where you have no idea what the fuck you're doing, it really was a quote-unquote very good meta call. And it was interesting because the theory started to, phase out once Dragon Rulers and more archetypes came into the game, because it was literally just good shit deck. Having a mass variety of answers, being able to pretty much handle things. And until the format adapted past week one, we kind of saw this trend go away. Now, I wanted to make the comparison that Mermails are the new Gladiator Beast. Now, the first comment I'm going to read down below is going to be, well, Robbie, Gladiator Beast and Mermails don't do the same thing. But you're wrong. If you have a deck that has mass answers to everything, which actually Water does, you forget Heavy Infantry and Pike have the ability to destroy face downs, destroy face ups, and the deck doesn't give a fuck about a board. The whole deck just wants to put its helmet on, nice and fucking hard, and just OTK through whatever you have. See, whoever's drinking to me saying in these videos, I apologize. I'm kind of just doing it to grasp my thoughts, and now my head hurts from my helmet that was on too tight. Having the ability to OTK your opponents gives it probably some of the most consistency in the game. If you're looking at today's format, Water's probably, I'm going to give it a little bit more credit here. I'm going to say it's like tier 1.5. The thing is, Water's one of those decks that no matter what happens, unless something else gets hit in it, the current structure of the build's not going to change. I mean, 3 fucking Dragoons would be insane. Could you guys imagine being able to consistently drop Moulin Glacier turn 1? Then the deck literally becomes a turn 1 deck. But Mermails already have enough fundamental problems trying to structure a board going first, because those 5 cards really suck dick. It's once they get that 6 card that you really see Mermails do a lot of the things that they do. Now, I am no Water expert. I did enjoy Water in its previous iterations. The deck is no longer what the deck was. It's literally slap down Megalo on the table, equip whatever negation spell that you're playing to adapt to the format, whether or not it be the spell or the monster negator. Make your Megalo 3200, Neptibus Tribute, bring back Dragoons, slam your opponent in the face for 8200. That's kind of how the deck works now. And it's kind of a shame to see that, but I mean, high price Water goes for what, 600 now? You can bling out the deck with Dragoons, Heavy Infantries, Marksmans. Earlier when I said Pike, I meant Marksman, my bad. So it's not like the value of the deck's not there. And I definitely think that the deck is going to continue to be one of the mass powerhouses just because of its OTK potential. Now, if you want to compare the deck to its rogue level, if you're going to an event, I guess you can even, put Dark Lords in the same boat as it. Dark Lords have this amazing OTK potential along with Vanity's Fiend and Christia, just out of the left field to lock you. But if you're playing in a very, very, very structured format, such as this, where your locals is probably a lot of totally awesome in some iteration, whether it be heroes or whatnot, and metal foes, you will probably lose, maybe every fourth or fifth game, an OTK will just happen to you from Dark Lords and or water. It's just an unavoidable fact. Now, I don't know if those statistics are right. Some people might never lose to water, depending if the water player also opens up the nuts and just shekels you, fucking destroys you. Definitely is a strong possibility. But the point of this video was to make the comparison to Gladiator Beast to water now. And if you're looking at picking up a good solid deck that you're not worried about being destroyed on the ban list per se, honestly, water is the pick for you. And I'm not saying that to like sell out all these fucking Atlantean Dragoons or shit like that on the internet, but there's a good chance that the current meta is going to get hit in some form. And whether it be Metal Foes, totally awesome, the deck, at some point those decks will phase out. But water is enough of a dark horse that if you want something that will get through into the next format, then choose water. If you want to bling out fucking water, go spend, it's $100 in Dragoons. I think marksmen's are 30 to 40. Don't quote me on that. The rest of the deck just looks beautiful as it is. But in terms of a consistent pick going through into the Zodiac format, I'm not sure how your Zodiac matchup is. I assume if you resolve a heavy infantry on one of the guys, you're kind of in a good position. But it kind of sucks if you lose your committed normal summon. Also depends if you're playing Undyne to go cost Rooney to add the controller. That build's not super good anymore, but I assume somebody's going to try it out there in the wishy-washy of the well. And kind of same thing to Dark Lords. If you're playing Dark Lords, if you resolve Vanity's Fiend or some iteration of the opponent can't functionally play the game, or if you can somehow smash through the bounce effects and the other things that the Zodiac can produce in terms of a very large board, then you're in a very good position to win that match. And I think that's one of the things that kind of just gives water is, even though it has a high ceiling depending on if you have the Diva to go down the Synchro Scale tree, or if you just have the Neptibus depending on how you want to OTK your opponent in the scenario, your tree of OTK access is very real. Being able to make Trishula is also fucking very good. Any deck that makes Trishula in Yu-Gi-Oh! Typically is very good. Look at Dark Synchro OTK, even though that never took off, but Trishula is a very good card. So, I hope you guys are kind of seeing the comparison here that I'm trying to make. OTK potentials that have the ability to answer the boards pretty much is what Gladiator Beast used to do, being able to answer through heavy back row if things exist. If you're playing fucking Mermails, you don't give a fuck about a dimensional barrier. And it's not like your deck can't make totally awesome. Fucking Dragoons off of a rank 4 Norden instant fusion, bring back Dragoons into Bahamut Shark detached search, get totally awesome. It's not like your deck doesn't have the current pool that pretty much every other deck has at this current time. But whether or not your deck loses that engine, you're still going to be the same water toolbox you are. And the only thing that could really help out now is the addition of more Deep Sea Divas. And we already know that if we see more Divas, more Dragoons, your little skill trees that you have that goes up to infinite will just be more consistent. So that's something to keep in mind. How many Megalos can you throw at your opponent? How many fucking broken OTK scenarios can the deck potentially set up? How many boards can the deck answer? Or did you just open brick? Because water seems to brick a lot. So guys, as we dedicate this video to water, what do you guys think? Obviously, there are many decks out there in today's current format that you could potentially hold on to. But I think water has proven itself to be one of the most dominant forces in today's game. Whether or not it just has easy answers to everything. The deck is considered helmet. What do you guys think? Obviously, making the comparison to Gladiator Beast might be a far stretch, but when you have decks that have mass answers to the same scenarios that we pretty much have seen, and looking at safe investments into future formats, I definitely think that that might be the choice. So, what do you guys think? Comment down below, have a discussion with me for a day or two, guys, as we're moving through other videos. Tell me I'm full of bullshit, tell me you guys agree, give me your guys' opinions on things. But Water is going to probably be with us for a couple more formats. The deck's definitely proven that it's very fucking resilient, and I think that's really amazing coming from the earlier days of Yu-Gi-Oh! And those formats. Just seeing those decks holding on, actually seeing that deck hold on. Hell, even Lightsworn's kind of with us in the form of like Clownblade, Minerva, Swarm, but I'll save that for another video. Alright guys, peace. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please thumbs up this video to show your support, and please check out Vanguard 40 for Cardfight Vanguard, MKohl Games for miscellaneous trading card games, and No Limit Gaming for a brand new series of Yu-Gi-Oh videos. Thanks for watching.